Hello, hello, hello. It's your friendly alien creator here. Uh, so a lot of you guys have been asking about a YouTube video on how to make it harder. I did a massive vote over Discord. If you guys were not aware of it, so I was just I wanted to bring you guys something that could help you because I've seen a lot of people don't do it on Arc over Xbox, and I don't know how it is on PC. So please put that in down below in the comments on the video. But don't go out and just grab, all of this data I'm giving you and just go, Healing Creator, it don't work. It's because you didn't listen. So listen to the video and I will explain everything you should do, and it'll make your base defenses 1,000 times worse for the enemy. Because all these dinos have different abilities, you have no idea what they will do. But people, when they do know about the abilities, they don't actually use them. They just go, it has the ability to hold, tools, or has the ability to do this. So, I'm going to show you why these tames are really good and why you should keep them. And I'll give you a bonus at the end of the video. If you really, 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 really like it. But, let's get to it. Let's not muck around anymore. So, the spider at the top, you guys can call it anything you want. Art calls it something else. I call it a bloody spider because there's a bloody spider. But the reason why I would use this for my base is because it has a web shoot on it where it would literally slow down enemies and hold them back, and then your turrets could also shoot them as well. And also they also bite as well. So that's another ability they have. But yeah, I would literally put packs of 5 of them running around my base, and I would put them in I would put the perfect stats on them for what can handle. I'd make them like a tank, but with enough. Doesn't need damage because it's only going to slow them down anyway. If you make them use that wedge shoot mode anyway, so you want to aim for the spiders to have a tank more than ever, because when they have a tank, they have more chance of surviving from gunshots and shotguns and all that on the boosted servers on Xbox. I don't know how it was on official with the spiders because I never played official. I don't really personally like the eating mode of it, but so I play boosted servers, and I know a lot of people struggle with these tames and they get killed and they go on and on. So I would recommend for the spider, you put it in packs of 5, go around your base on wandering, and put them on aggressive. So as example, get 1 spider on wandering and put the other 4 spiders on aggressive, on web shoot mode, and they will literally do damage to your players without you even realizing they're meant to be doing damage. They'll just hold them back, web shoot them, and they'll get really annoyed from it because they have like a second timer when they web shoot. So that's the reason why. And the next one is Trudon. You're aware of it. It hunts at night. You find it at night. A lot of people don't know how to tame them, so I'm going to give you that advice now. To tame them, you must sacrifice a dino. I'm pretty sure it's at night time you got to sacrifice a dino, but how most people do is they trap one into a cage. They sacrifice a dino. I recommend you sacrifice a dodo level 1 if you find one on the beach because they're really good. They have knockout abilities and they can just strike you down, and definitely put these in a pack of 10 because these are a pack of 10 with decent stats, and if you breeded them well, when you should totally do it. I'm not here for saying you should breed a lot of dinos just because it's fun. It's all fun, but I'm just saying you should breed them into the perfect stats you want them to do. But I recommend for these you have a lot of that health because the players are going to try and hit them more, and you should definitely put one into weight if you want to boost it, and put some into weight if you're on official, so it can have the ability to hold loot when it gets killed. And you should definitely what's the one I was gonna think of just now? Let me think about this real quick. Yeah, you should definitely put them in packs of 10. Make them go around, hold them abilities, do definitely something to damage. So yeah. Right, the Hyena Dawn is also good as a. So Hyena and Trudons are pretty much the same, but I think Hyena Dawns have a buff when they're in a pack to paired to a Trudon Dawn, and the reason why Hyena Dawn is really good is because they're really good at hunting on most games. So yeah, and I did forget to say was so the spy. So the score. What you probably wondering is what the score means is pretty much the score means is. So let's go from 1 to 100, right? One you being having nothing on arc, and 100 is you having a base defended, right? So we're basing the stats on base defense, not on So the base defense for the spider is 5, the Trudon is 5, the Hyenodon is 5. And the Allosaurus has 5 points, and the reason why this is good is because they also do the same thing as Hyenodons, they go in packs, but they're just a bigger creature and they can go faster. So do the stats on this one exactly the same way you'll do the spider and everything else. And then the power saw, the reason why the power saw is 5 when it should have been higher is because it does nothing to a player in player defense besides telling you where the enemies are. So if you live in a cave, make sure you put 100 of these in your entrance if it's a long entrance. But if you live in like just on top of a pillar and you just want to keep and think, put these in every single corner and put them in high mode so they can sense a player, right? So it would sense a player when they're coming nearby, and pretty much you'll know, and it will also tell you on top of your screen saying blah blah blah, maybe Jellyfish Man came to your base, be warned. It'll flash circles in that location where he's in, and you'd go and kill him or use a dino to go there and stuff like that. The Raptors are amazing in packs, and once again they have 10 points into base defense because they can jump on you without. They can hold the player down while the other people in the pack could do it. You saw Jurassic World when they were in a pack, you saw how vicious they were. They're exactly the same way on Ark. They're just, you put them in a pack of 5, you put one onto aggressive, and you put the rest on aggressive, right? And you put it also on following, and that will do a lot of damage. So, the Magagama, this creature here, if you don't know what it is, it's a snow creature. You find it on a Stintian. Most maps usually you also find them on Lost Island now because Lost Island just got released, and you find them next to the Blue Orb section, so they'll be next to the Ice Wyvern Den and all that stuff. And so I gave this one 20 points because it has a breath. It doesn't have like it has a cooldown, a slight bit of a cooldown, but it doesn't have like a cooldown starter when you shoot it. It just shoots like a gun instantly. So that's the reason why I've given it 20 points. It could stun them, probably. It would do a lot of damage. And it would give them that, when people get that vibration on the Xbox controller, it would tell them to go away, when really it does no damage to them. Right? It would just like censor them a slight bit, to panic when they get hit. But if you do a lot of damage with the Magagama in the settings of it and the stats, you could definitely do damage with the breath, because the breath is definitely like a acidy, icy breath. What would, put them in a position to run. I couldn't find a picture for the Bloodstalker on Google, so I put the egg instead, but you still know what the Bloodstalker is. It's a spider, you find it, and it's weird. I think you find it on Crystal Isles. I could be wrong. Please put that in comments below if I'm wrong. But, I give this 30 points because if you put enough movement speed into the stats of the Bloodstalker, and you had a couple running around your base on aggressive, on wandering, it could go really fast and catch up with a player. So if your server, so what I recommend is if your server you're playing is boosted and people have high movement speed, you want to put the Bloodstalker with high movement speed, right? It's the same with the Raptors and the Yellow and the Hyenodon, the Troodon and the Spider. If your server you're playing has the movement speed of official, leave them the way they are. But if you're playing a boosted server with your movement speed high and you can run like the Flash and all of that, I'll put the movement speed high so they can at least catch up with the players, because they're going to do nothing otherwise. No damage, and you guys are going to come in the comments going, early in your video is bad, and they're going to give it a thumbs down because of this reason. And I'm going to go, you didn't really pay attention to the video. So make sure your movement speed is exactly the same speed and balanced with your dinos. That's my first advice for everyone out there on official and on playing boosted servers. Because a lot of people do that and then they're just like, I can run away from the dino. But if you have the speed of the dino the same speed as a player, they would panic. They'll put them in a position where I can't do this. I need a team. I need to find this and that and this and that. They hit this base. Right, Centipede, they call them something else in game. It's a centipede, I don't know why they call them something else. They just want to make a fashion name for it. I'm giving this 30 points because it actually breaks tech. I recommend you put at least 10 of these in your base. Actually, no, don't put 10 of these, right? I said that wrong there. If I was living, if you live in a field, right, on a Fibercraft or boosted server official, you want to put double the length and the width of your location you are, and put them with the same movement speed as a player, and they will break their tech suits, their ascendant suits, their ramshackle and all of that in seconds, and your raptors could jump on them and hit them down, right? And that's 30 points because that's for that reason. Right, Mantis is really good, and I get 30 points for the reason why, because in base defense, because you can put ascendant tools on the thing. So I recommend you get a lot. You want to get 5 packs of 5 of these, the same way you do the Raptors, the Hyenodons, the Troodons, and the Spiders. And you want to put them all have the best weapons you could find in the game as a sword, right? So it would be pretty cool if a Mantis had a shotgun, but fortunately it's not that easy. So you've got to give it a one-handed weapon. I don't know if they can hold tech swords, but I'll have to test that. So I reckon you all test that and let me know down below. But these can jump on players, they can destroy them pretty much. So I would definitely take advantage of the Mantis, the Centipede, the Raptors, and the Troodons right here at this point from what I'm going on. And the Uranus Rex up here on the top right is really good, because not many people have these in their bases on boosted, and they're not really good. I tell you, these are why you should definitely have these in your base, because they have ability to put them into your command, anyone's dino or creature in the wild. And if you live on a pillar, and if you get a Uranus Rex to do its thing while you're on it or something, you could tell those creatures to go off the edge. And those people who are raiding you, they'll be so mad because they'll have to go down and grab them, and then you could have your strike point and you'd hold them back for longer. So they are 30 points in base defense because of that reason. It really defends your base. A Velensaur, or Velo, or whatever you guys call it, I'm giving this 40 points because you can put turret mode on them. So I know you guys have turrets and auto turrets and all of those turrets in the game, but this is actually another type of turret. It's just a living turret. So what you want to do is you want to put 25% into its health, and put the rest, one into weight if you're playing boosted, and if you're not, put a couple. And you should definitely put them on it and design a velo turret. What will do a lot of damage to players when they come nearby. But also in other ways, you could also put 5 of them go around your base. But so yeah, and that is 40 points for base defense score if you want to use this. But I recommend you use every single dino here, what I suggest. And the final release one is a Giga. You know who the Giga is. It's a big, gigantic Rex thing creature. Well, it will break through anything, literally anything. But the weaknesses of these Gigas are small places where they can't fit in, and they really, really will try. And I'll give this 40 points because it literally does so much base defense. So I'd only put 2 or 3 wandering around your base if you live in a small base, and if you're in a big base, put 4. But be warned, as soon as someone annoys this dino, it will destroy your stuff. So it's your choice if you want it in your thing and it destroys you. If it gets into its aggro mode. But I recommend you find a way of making it so it can't reach your base and still do base defense. And the gear score over here is 2055. 255, not 2000, my bad. So yeah, so you definitely want to do that. But so I'll give you an example of what I would do for my base, right? So you guys would all get the beer and you're probably going, why am I telling you this? So what I would do, I'd have 5 children around my base, running around, with a Parasaur having on alert mode. I would have a pack of raptors. I would have the centipede, a pack of them ready to go. I would have a mantis ready to go as a pack. I'd have a Velo and Utonix Rex. Giga I wouldn't worry about as much because I personally don't use Gigas. I've never been a fan of them. So that's what you should do. But I reckon if you want your land base to be base defensed, you want to get all these dinos. All these dinos. All of these dinos are there to have fun, but they're also there for their base defense abilities, and that's what nobody uses. So I recommend you do that. Right, final list, I'll take you to flying tames. Right, the Griffin is amazing, and I've given it 70 points in base defense because it has a glide mode, and you can go down, you can pick people. If you're really good, you can pick them, kill them at the same time. But you can catch up with any dino flyer, so take advantage of the Griffins. I don't know if they're breedable just yet, because I know they've been changing unbreedables to breedables, so. But how you find them is you go to Ragnarok, and you find them in the sections of the hills, and the crack between Blue Orb to Green Orb. And you've probably seen videos about it when you all play Ragnarok and stuff, but pretty much you want to tame these. These are 1 flying creatures you need to tame instantly. Right, the Lightning Wyvern is good because you can knock creatures out, and that's 20 points because they're only good for knocking creatures out, right? And you can knock someone's fly when they're coming towards your base. And the next creature is a Fire Wyvern. The reason that's 20 as well is because it only has a fire effect, and it only does a overtime effect of fire, and that's really it. You can, with all these flying tames, you can buy everything, but they're not really going to do any damage. Right, the Quetzal, this is what we're going to have to talk about. This is a whole new Quetzal story, right? Yes, every single creature I'm showing you here is a weakness of Trank Arrows, Trank Darts, Shocking Trank Darts, all of this thing. But the Quetzal is really, really good, because I recommend you get you want to breed those Quetzals amazingly well, and you want to get a lot of Ascendant, best platform saddles ever, and you want to put a pack of 5 of them, right, going round, of 5. So I'll give you an example. Put in 1 pack, put 5 Quetzals, right? Anything tech in the game, what's like a tech Quetzal, you grab that, it's even better, it's a higher level. And you want to have it to have a lot of health, right? And don't worry about the damage. The damage doesn't mean nothing, just do focus on health. Think of a tank, it needs to be a tank, right? And you want to put auto turrets on it, right? And every single Quetzal you have on the base in the pack, right? Put the rest on Wandering. So I'll give you an example. What you should do with a Quetzal, what I would do with my base, I would put, let's say I got 5 Quetzals. I put my first Quetzal in on a Wandering mode, right? And I put the other 4 on aggressive, so it would go against players, so it would target players that much, pretty much. And then when you target them, you literally want to make the one that's wandering. You want to put like a little tame, like a raptor, a dungbang, anything you can sit on what's small, and you want to whistle the one that's wandering. So so the tames would run out of your base and then run right back. But you need to find a way of figuring how people will not shoot your Quetzal with trank darts, because on most servers you do one shot to the head and it goes down. I don't know if the turrets will still shoot when it's down, so you need to have a pack for that reason. So if one down, the rest can go down. But I recommend, like, if you're online and your base is getting attacked, you need to go and defend your Quetzals. That's the top environment, right? Make sure everything is in your upload, what's important to you, and just keep uploading. If it's 24 hours, you take it out, you put it back in. Simple as that. So that's the reason why that is doing, and that score is from base defense. For all of these, if you have them all in your base, is 180. And this is a bonus, I'm telling you. If you can do the same with PTs. They're just PTs you find on the beach. They're like little birds on the beach, little big rideable birds you ride on the beach, and you can put them in a pack of 5 when really aggressive, or 6. They'll do a lot of damage. But it's all about the stats of them. Right, now underwater tames we're going to. Shark has a tech saddle, so you should definitely do that. You should definitely use them for base defense. Put them in a pack of 5. Same speed as a player. A crab has 20 because it's really, really good. And pretty much the crab is amazing because it'll grab them with the hands, smash them, crack them. The one thing what I didn't understand about the crab was, one in real life, one claw is for crushing, one's for cutting, and they're both for crushing or cutting, one of the two, and it's really weird to me, but they're really good. They're really good underwater tames. You should definitely get these if you can. If you're playing a boosted Fibercraft server, what I'm playing on Xbox called Final Fibercraft, you should definitely join it. I will give you guys the intro probably before this video, but of the server, you should definitely come and check it out if you're on Xbox. If you're on PC, my bad, you can't join, but hopefully this will help you progress more on Ark. And the electric eels have 40 points into score because they can shock your enemies, put them in a position where they start. Definitely put everything I'm showing you in this video, put in packs. Besides the power saw, right? Just put the power saw, put 4 in every corner so it can tell you, and hide it so people will find hard to get to you. But really, you want to get literally, you want to get electric eels in your base. If you live in an underwater cave, get tons of them in your hallway, and they'll panic. Put them the same speed as a player, do a lot of damage, put a decent amount of health, and that. Right, unfortunately guys, I don't know which creature's called because I keep forgetting, but you guys should be aware of this dino. You find it underwater in deep depths, and you can put a platform saddle on it, same as Quetzal. Do the same thing with a Quetzal if you really want to use this one. It's really good turning thing, but if you really want to, if you want something big and tanky and what can handle damage, you want to go for a Mosasaur, because a Mosasaur has 70 points into score, and you should have definitely packs of this as well, and put turret, and make a lot of them have platform saddles with turrets on them in packs. They will literally make your base scary as hell for people to touch, and when they see that, they're gonna go, I'm gonna need my ally, I'm gonna need this ally, I'm gonna need this ally, I'm gonna come and get you. You should definitely do it, because for that reason, right? If you use all these teams in your base, you could even multiply them, but the others as well, the other pictures I've showed you, what I made in Photoshop, you know, so my Photoshop skills is really bad, but did best I could in the time, because I'm also a streamer, and I do stream the server. If you want to come and check me out, the link will be down below in description, but mainly you want to try and double the score, or at least triple the score in your base. These are for each one in your base, right now. But really, I would get a lot of these tames, but the same with the others. So yeah. Right, this is the end of the video. If you guys got any questions, anything, put in the comments below. My Discord link will be in the description if you want to come and talk to me about why you think this the score should be high, or the score should be lower. I can always talk to you about it, you know, have a proper man-to-man or man-to-women or whatever you want discussion. So thank you much for coming, and I hope you come and join Final Fibercraft. See you later.